I was always confident that they will finish. A lot of hard work has gone into it. I can tell you, and I would like to publicly thank the workers of GJBS and to thank all the people there who have really put themselves out. They've been working really hard around the clock, and yes, of course it's all ready for the games.
We have heard from some of the workers the rate at which they've been working, as you said, has been quite impressive. We've just seen some security walking by beside us. Will the surrounding areas to these venues be secured? Will they be safe for the public to be entering and leaving these venues?
Absolutely. I mean, the police have recce'd the whole of the area. They are recceing every venue. This has been a work that they've gone through for a couple of weeks, which they've been looking at, the fire brigade. I'm confident that we are very safe.
And accessibility-wise, we've had some word from the public. Will all these areas be disabled access? Will there be wheelchair access and the like?
Well, look, there's a law that says that everything has to be accessible. So everything in this complex and all the other complexes that we built are accessible. And obviously, for the opening ceremony, it will be accessible. Of course it will. It needs to be. We are under this government has put in a law that says that everybody has the right to see like everybody else. So of course it is accessible.
Thanks. And does this apply to the rest of the venues as well, to the shooting ranges, to Lathbury?
Absolutely. Look, just as an example, the clay target has a lot of stairs going down, but there is a ramp just beside in which there's going to be an electronic seat for anybody who really wants to go down, can sit on the electronic seat and be taken down. That is just an example. Everything is accessible.
Okay, and one of the other issues that the public have raised on social media in the last week is, of course, the closure of the roads, the fact that the buses won't be running. Was it not an option to bring in more buses to Gibraltar, or was this not something that was deemed feasible?
Well, it wasn't needed. There is enough buses in Gibraltar to bus people around. We have a transport plan, which is a coherent plan. Yes, there will be disruption to the normal bus service, like the bus number 4, but the people must understand that when you have a games of this magnitude, there will be disruption. Of course there will be disruption. The roads will be used by the cyclists, and therefore sometimes the roads will be closed, but there will be windows in which people can walk around. There's a lot of walking spaces, and we've procured all the companies. All the buses that there are in Gibraltar are being used. For example, all the private buses are being used for the athletes to go from venue to venue and from venue to the village. So there are charters going around as well. So yes, there is going to be disruption. And if the disruption is so important, well, I apologize to the people for the disruption, but the people must also understand the magnitude of the games and the benefit of the games to Gibraltar.
Okay, and there's a couple of days left, perhaps to add a lick of paint here and there. What exactly remains to be done between now and the opening ceremony?
Well, all the venues are ready, except one, which is Lathbury, but Lathbury will be ready. As we speak, Lathbury, all it needs is the painting of the lines of the track, and it's most of it is already done. There is a team up there who are painting the lines. The pool is up and running. There are already teams training in them. So basically, I would say 100% by tomorrow, we will have all the venues ready. We've had them for weeks now. We've had the clay target for a while. We've had the rifle shooting. We've had these venues ready. The big multi-purpose hall is ready. The squash is ready, and these are brand new ones which have been ready for a couple of days, so that the teams can come. The badminton is playing here already. The squash are already practicing. The swimmers are swimming in the pool. So basically, all the facilities are now ready for the games.
And as you mentioned there, it's a case of being ready for the games rather than being fully complete. Works will continue afterwards. So just to clarify, what temporary provisions are being made at Lathbury, for example, in terms of the plumbing, the shower facilities? Are these ready for athletes? Are these ready for the public? Or what alternatives plans have been made?
Everything will be ready for everyone. That means for the athletes and the public. We had to take a decision way back in May whether the toilets and the shower rooms for Lathbury were going to be ready. We took the decision, and the contractors were saying, well, it's very, very close, very, very dangerous, or it's risky to start now and then have it half ready. People would have criticized me no end because it would not have been finished. So therefore the decision in that venue only, because as you can see all the other venues have been made ready. So in that venue only we took the decision way back, and it was not an issue because we brought in porta cabins in order to, we consulted the G3As, we consulted the GASA, and we brought them in, and they said, look, wherever we go, there are porta cabins. If anybody has gone to any other games, there are porta cabins, there are portaloos, of course, because there's an increase of people coming in, and they're public, and therefore you put provision for that. We have already made all those provisions, and the provisions are A1. We had the committee, the International Island Games Committee this morning, and they were over the moon with the facilities that we are offering, even with the porta cabins. So look, Gibraltar must be very proud that we've got all sorts of venues, and we're only talking about one of them. All the rest are A1, because this morning they were over the moon with, they couldn't even believe the amount of investment that we've put, time we've put, effort we've put. So look, Gibraltar must be very, very proud of all the things that we have been doing.
Yeah. And you've preempted my next question, which was about the visiting committee. And so you think that they are happy with what they've seen? You think they're pleased with the degree to which the venues have been completed?
Well, it's not that I think. It's the message that they are giving me. There has not been any place that has hosted the Island Games that have had venues like the venues we've got. We have gone to, or I've been to other Island Games, and look, some of the facilities were really sort of like, this is not the type of facilities. I won't mention islands, but we've had pools where we've had 4-lane pools where there has not been public people who've been able to see the swimmers. There hasn't even been a warm-up pool. There hasn't been running tracks. But Gibraltar's facilities are world-class facilities, and this is what they've told me. These are world-class facilities.
And as you've often mentioned, this is something that will benefit Gibraltar for hopefully many years after the Island Games. Was it a case of, do you think it was worth perhaps rushing it a bit and not quite completing them because of the payoff that will come afterwards?
Well, the issue is very clear. We were never to host these Island Games. So when in 2013, when we went to Jersey, and these games were supposed to be held in Menorca, by the way, and we knew that Menorca was struggling to do the games. They had a change of government, whatever, that's up to them. And we jumped in and we said, we will do them. So basically from 2013 and then, it was 2015, then from then on, we decided, well, we got to switch on to this. And shorter time was given to us, because it was given to us later on. Menorca had already about 3 or 4 years that they were supposed to have been preparing. If we would have known that gives us another 2 or 3 years to prepare. So what happened is we jumped in. When we jumped in, all our facilities were adequate to do the games. So we weren't going there blindly. We were saying, look, we've got facilities and we want to do the games. The Island Games, the International Island Games Association came and they said, yeah, all the facilities you've got now, Victoria Stadium, the Gasa swimming pool, all these are good enough for the games. But it was us as a government that took the decision of saying, well, if we are going to have these games, we will now embark on a legacy program. And this is what we've done. The legacy program is the investment on all these facilities in order to have them for the games, but it's not only for the games, it's to do plus, games plus. And what it means is that yes, it was a very short time, but we were confident that at least, like we have done, all the facilities that we have now are suitable for the games. And then after the games, we would just carry on, finish them off, and then we will have everything ready as a legacy. But look, if we would not have started, we would not have had these facilities as we have now.
So yeah, as you say, it's important to remember that Gibraltar has had considerably less time than an island normally would for the 6-year cycle that they would normally have to prepare. And so with the games 2 days away, not quite completed, but to a degree that makes you satisfied and happy about it. When do you think you'll be able to switch off and enjoy the games, as I'm sure you've not been able to do that yet?
Just after the closing ceremony, I guess, where if the closing ceremony goes well, which will be, the closing ceremony usually is just a party. The athletes that stay behind and all that is the party, and from then on. But look, I don't rest after that, because there's a lot still to do, not only in the venues and the facilities, which need finishing to the last tee, but there is a lot of work to do. We want to market this place, Gibraltar. We want to see teams coming here to the venues that we have built. I know that rugby is already have teams in hand to come over. We want to organize events like squash competitions, like cricket competitions. We want teams to come and do their training here. So it's only the beginning of what I call the sports industry. And I think that Brexit, no Brexit, we've got to have, and I think this can be a pillar of our economy, because it can be bringing a lot of money into Gibraltar by having many people coming to Gibraltar and spending their money here. This is why we've connected it with the student accommodation. It's all a package of trying to get everything ready, everything done to market it. So after the games, I will have a little rest, but after that we come back to do hard work and get this industry up and running.